Touring Car Championship, and front row of the grid today goes to the fastest man, of course, Andy Rouse. After an unlucky weekend in round one, which saw him in the barriers early in the race, Andy Rouse has really stamped his authority on this one. 1 minute 37.78 seconds for pole, ahead of the second man, Rob Gravitt, 1:38.73, so about a second between them. Andy Rouse looking very, very much in control of things as we come to the start of this race. That's Rob Gravitt, the Trackstar team, and partnered with Mike Smith, of course, and Mike Smith well back on the grid here today on the 11th row, and 1 minute 41 seconds for Mike Smith, so not having a good day of it. Behind Rob Gravitt is Tim Harvey, and on the other side of the track, Lawrence Bristow. The pair of them, teammates, have qualified in third and fourth position, and behind them Graham Good and Dave Brodie. Then it's Guy Edwards, Chris Hodgetts, and then Mike Newman. It's a rolling start for the 1989 season, and this only the second time this pack have attempted this, gathering speed as they go round on their warm-up laps. There's the first of the Group B cars, the BMW field, of course, headed as always by fearless Frank Sittner and teammate James Weaver. But here comes the pace car round for the start, and there they go, they're away side by side, Gravitt and Andy Rouse. It's Andy Rouse with pole though, he's going to be on the inside when they come to the first corner, but they are side by side. Gravitt must give way as they go through, he must back off there. Look at them rubbing door handles as they go round the first right-hander, and already one of the BMWs, I think it's probably Frank Sittner, trailing smoke as they go round Cox there. We saw a spoiler, a BMW spoiler, fly off there. There it is though, Andy Rouse in the lead. It's Andy Rouse. Gravitt did back off. Then it's Lawrence Bristow and Tim Harvey. That's Graham Good behind them. Can't see who that is behind Graham Good. Mike Smith in the pack there, and it was indeed Frank Sittner's BMW spoiler that we saw come off. A little bit of smoke there as well. I hope that's not going to mean trouble for Frank Sittner. But actually on the start lap as they went past the grandstand, Frank Sittner banging up against one of the cars in front of him. But look at the way Rob Gravitt is pressuring Andy Rouse, and behind him Lawrence Bristow and Tim Harvey, joined together by a piece of rope. These cars coming through like a train. There's Graham Good. And then the rest of the pack still side by side. There's Frank Sittner, and James Weaver goes in front of him. Sittner with his spoiler off. James Weaver just in front of him. There's the leader though, Andy Rouse. 18 out of the 20 starters were Sierra Cosworth 500s. So no surprise that the entire front pack consists of Sierras. Really close stuff though, giving away absolutely nothing as they go round into Copse for the third time. Coming out of club now, look at that, it's Andy Rouse, Rob Gravitt beginning to pull away from Bristow and Harvey, and those two also beginning to pull away from Graham Good. So they're opening out a bit of a lead. The front pair, the first two, drawing slowly away, but Gravitt really sticking to the back of Andy Rouse's car. He's just not going to let him go. He's even thinking of making a move, I think, closing right up, getting right under his tail, right in the slipstream. Will he look down the inside? Will he try and outbrake him? He just can't do it. They're too evenly matched. Up the hill and into the new bridge corner. Another chance perhaps for Rob Gravitt. He really is trying. They come through the chicane. There's a couple of car lengths in it though as they come through those corners. Whether he can catch him on the start-finish straight, I don't think so. Andy Rouse, under pressure, does seem to be able to hold that lead very comfortably. He can't afford one mistake though, because if he does, Rob Gravitt is going to be right there. And look at this pair. Sittner and Weaver have been swapping places back down in the field. You just wouldn't suspect that they are teammates. Look at the way Sittner making a move on Weaver now. Sittner going for the inside. Weaver coming back at him now, having a look as they go up the hill out of Copse. Weaver is going to go back again. Will he do it? Yes, there he goes. It's Weaver. The same team. You just wouldn't believe it the way those two are going at it, hammer and tongs. But the lead is starting to mix up with some of the Group C and D cars there. And Tim Harvey slowing and sounding very, very rough. That's Tim Harvey, number 7, beginning to say, and that's John Llewellyn. John Llewellyn's BMW, a big spin in front of the grandstand now. He was dicing back down the field with the Swedish driver, Nettan Lindgren, the young lady driver. And look at him, he's completely the wrong way as John Cleland goes past him. You can see the Astra going in the opposite. And there go the leaders! Andy Rouse and Rob Gravitt, that could have been nasty for both of them. John Llewellyn just making that turn in front of them. Cleans it up and keeps going, but that will have cost him his place. He was involved in a very, very tight tussle with the young Swedish girl. There goes Lawrence Bristow. Teammate Tim Harvey right out of it now. He's in third place. Behind him in fourth position should be Graham Good if things are going according to plan behind him. But we're back with the leaders now. Don't be confused, that is Tim Harvey. It's not Lawrence Bristow. You thought that Lawrence Bristow had made a move on Rob Gravitt. You're wrong. The leaders mixed up now, and Andy Rouse has put Tim Harvey between him and Rob Gravitt, and he's used it to open up a comfortable lead now. Andy Rouse is beginning to pull away, but he's closing on the Peugeot 309 and Mike Jordan. Mike Jordan very gentlemanly signalling Andy Rouse to go by as he holds it over to the left-hand side of the track. So it's Andy Rouse, then Tim Harvey, but not in second place. Second place man has got two cars between him and Rouse at the flag. Andy Rouse got two back markers between him and Rob Gravitt. And just look at Frank Sittner. Oh, he's over. No, he isn't. Frank Sittner rubbing bodywork with James Weaver. A puncture there, and it's thrown him off. He went into Abbey flat, just couldn't hold it, and I'm not surprised either driving like that. But it's the winners coming up. This is round two, and Andy Rouse, last year's champion, back up on the winners' podium at last. Behind him, number two, Rob Gravitt, then Lawrence Bristow, then it was Graham Good, then Dave Brodie, and then Chris Hodgetts making a fine charge through the field for sixth position.